Welcome to AlphaCars Service Center. My name is Dimitri, and today with Ian, who is running the camera, we're gonna demystify brake jobs. And brake jobs are simple and yet quite sophisticated and involved. So we're gonna use this 2009 Mercedes SLK 300. And this vehicle, we stopped the technician at a certain point. You can see that on this side, we have the hub exposed. So there are certain things we did here, and we'll come back. And then let me bring you to the other side. We already have a brake rotor installed over the hub that was prepared the same way as we showed you on the other side. And there are different types of calipers. We're not going to get involved with that, but this caliper uses a caliper bracket, and it is a floating caliper, which means it's not stationary, it moves around. And how it moves around, that's going to be a topic, part of this topic. So we have a few things laid out here. So let me show you what we are looking at. We're looking at the brake rotor, this one here in the middle. This one was removed from the vehicle. We're looking at another rotor, which is this one, and that is what we call fully coated rotor. And then we have another brand new rotor that is definitely not going on this car or any other car in the shop, but this is the type of rotor that is also brand new, but it is absolutely uncoated, and there are a few other issues with this rotor that we're going to talk about. And these are the caliper brackets. They mount to the knuckle, and the knuckle is this part of the front suspension, which connected to the lower control arm, and this is McPherson suspension, so on the top it mounts to the strut. And so that receives our bracket, and then the caliper connects to the bracket through the means of these sliding pins. So the pins go in here, and as you can see, for our brake jobs as we do them, not only we remove the pins, we inspect the pins, make sure no moisture got in there, we make sure the rubber boots are okay, and we certainly make sure, and we usually clean out the old grease, and we pack it with a new proper lubricant, and then we reassemble it. And we also make sure there's no excessive wear, because if you have excessive wear, you're going to have that clunk that often mistaken with a suspension clunk, and a lot of control arms get replaced for no reason, but that comes from here. So, and this is an interesting car. It's a trade-in that we received, and this vehicle, the previous owner, he did a great job with maintaining the vehicle. He bought it from a Mercedes dealer, and he had the calipers professionally powder coated. When I say professionally powder coated, that means they were completely taken apart altogether, and then they were powder coated. And they did the same with the brackets. If you look at the brackets, you'll see that. And usually powder coating, you find it on really high-end, the brakes of high-end cars, because powder coated surfaces, they clean better, the dust doesn't stick. Like these brackets, we didn't even clean them. That's pretty much how they are. That's why this type of surface coating is used on high-end brake systems, but you can also, and we can do it for you, and this was done on this vehicle. So there are definitely benefits of that. And having no accumulation of brake dust helps a lot. So this is a great example. When whoever did this job, they installed brand new brake pads. So these are original Mercedes pads. Check them out. They're right here. And they installed them, looks like, on existing brake rotors. So the reason we're doing this brake job, because we didn't like the condition of the rotor or thickness of it. So we need to replace the rotor, and we may actually be replacing pads as well. And that is something our technician will determine. These are pads that they're very much like new, and then but they already took an imprint of slight imperfections here. So there is a technique where we can resurface it, And if it goes smooth, we can use these pads. And if it doesn't, we're not going to take any chances. We have replacement pads. Now, speaking of replacement parts, this was the original brake rotor. We think it was actually the original from 2009. It held up great. These are not original. These are not the very original pads, but they are original as far as Mercedes brake pads. These are TRW pads. So these are OE, original equipment. These are OEM, original equipment manufacturer. So this company makes brake pads for this manufacturer. This is OEM. We work with OE, which is original, or OEM, because we do have some better warranty coverage for these parts, and also certain OE rotors are better than original rotors just because of type of coating. And again, we have much better warranty options for our customers, but would never use a brake rotor like this because not only it's not coated, just the way the surface is finished will cause issues and chattering in the suspension. So, and the other thing why we often select certain non-OE but OEM pads, if you look at this number, this says A19, and this one actually is also A19 right here. So this uses even the same compound, but sometimes we can get a different compound in the pad if we need to, which produces less brake dust. So there are definitely some things our technician know we can do to really fine-tune the brake job for the specific use. And of course, also the brake pads, they go in the slots. So before we install these clips, as you can see, we clean and lubricate all these surfaces. So these are the things that our technicians and most technicians, our technicians do and most technicians should do, and it doesn't get always done because brake job is a very price competitive job. With all this work, we're still price competitive. But because it's price competitive, technicians are often, not in our shop, but in many other shops, not given enough time to do it thoroughly. And you would never know because all you need to do is just pop the wheel off, take the pads out, take the caliper out, throw the new rotor on, put everything back together. You can get it done in half time, but then you didn't do certain things that are very, very, very important. So the reason we did this video is to show you some of these cool things that we get involved with, and also to let you know the level of detail without any exceptions, we go into when we're doing not only brake jobs, pretty much any work in our shop gets down on this level. So thank you very much for watching, and consider sharing, subscribing. Let us know which videos you like the best by simply clicking that like button. My name is Dimitri, and I'm here with Ian. Until next time, thanks for watching.